I'm sorry, that's all I can say at the moment. If you'd care to ring Mr. Colby's office in the morning, I'll... Sir, it doesn't concern me who has a right to a news story. As acting governor of Wentworth, I'm simply trying to do... No, I am not a department lackey. Goodbye. Cheek of some people. Oh, yes, Miss Ferguson, what is it?
Problem with the male prisoners. Of course, if you're too busy, I can...
Call's on hold for you, Mrs. Barry.
Oh, take a message. I'll call them back. What sort of a problem?
One of them assaulted Officer Hagan.
Oh, no. Is she badly hurt?
Well, she's still unconscious. I've got them in your office. Now, if you haven't got the time, I can take care.
I'll make time, Miss Ferguson.
Mrs. Barry,
yes.
An urgent call for you.
Oh,
It's the minister's office.
Oh, all right. I'll take it. I'm sorry, Miss Ferguson. I'll deal with that later. Hello?
Anyone expecting any big changes? We're barking up the wrong tree. I'll just be taking over from where Myra left off.
We should go and talk to Myra, Jude. She seemed awfully upset when she left.
No, love, she should be on her own now.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah, you got a lot to live up to, Keen.
Yeah, I'm well aware of that, don't worry. Right now, we've got business to discuss.
Yeah, like when we can get our hooks into the fellas.
Oh, Bobby!
You're sex star. Just saying what the rest of you are thinking.
Yeah, well, the media's taking care of that for us, remember?
Hey, what about the mural, Rep? When can we get that started?
Yeah, I had this idea for a painting competition. You know, who can paint the best trees and the best flowers.
Yeah, okay, later. In case you haven't forgotten, we've still got Ferguson and Murphy to sort out.
So what else is new?
Got anything in mind?
Matter of fact, I have. First thing we do is halve the problem. We get rid of one of them before we take on the other.
I could have told you that. Yeah, that's what Myra was planning to do anyway.
Yeah, with one big difference. This time, we are going to get right behind one of them to put the other one away for keeps. Well, I'll let you decide who goes first.
I would appreciate some answers. Striking an officer is a very serious offence.
You know the code, Mrs. Barry. No lagging.
Look, why don't you just own up and save us all some time, McRae? Hitting a woman's right up your street, isn't it?
Get off my back, will you?
I'll ask the questions. Thank you, Mr. Murphy.
Jeff had nothing to do with it. He was just trying to break up the fight. That's all.
See, care to tell us who it was, then?
Well, it was my fault, I guess.
You struck the officer?
Well, I don't know. It all happened so fast. It was hard to tell.
The kid never laid a hand on her.
What have you got to say about that, Burke?
No, don't look at me. I'm clean. Never touched her. Well, go on, ask the professor. He'll tell you.
What about it, McRae?
Bastard.
I think we've heard quite enough.
Come on, out with it.
Look, it was an accident, OK? She just wasn't looking where she was going. I can't help it, can I?
If you hadn't been brawling in the first place, this wouldn't have happened. 24 hours in solitary. Mr. Murphy.
With pleasure. Come on, Burke.
No lagging, eh?
You told him, Burke.
Right. Let's go.
Oh, Miss Ferguson, I'll be visiting Mrs. Reynolds on my way home, so if you need to get in touch with me...
Oh, that's quite all right, Mrs. Barry. I'm sure we can manage without you.
Rep's pretty sure of herself, isn't she?
Yeah,
All plans and everything.
suppose.
Not that I'm saying anything against Myra or anything.
She's been a bit bloody touchy lately, hasn't she? She's all we bloody wants a bit of fun. Oh, what a hunk!
Cut that out.
What's up, you?
Keeps trying to jump out of his box.
Oh, how's it going?
Really good. I'm just trying to feed him up a bit.
Yeah, well, don't feed him up too much. He'll get fat and lazy.
He gets plenty of exercise.
Yeah, and that cigarette box, yeah.
Oh, what else am I going to put him in?
Well, I don't know. Find something bigger.
Oh, yeah, me old junk box.
Hey, where'd you get all that junk?
Oh, around the place. There you go. Probably would have given him cancer anyway.
He's not moving too fast, is he?
He's very tired after his big race. Aren't you, Robert?
Robert, what sort of a name's that for a champion?
Yeah, it's pretty. Wimpy Pix and me are trying to think of something better.
So what are you going to call him?
Well, how about Hogs?
Geez, you've got to call him after someone that does sports, like a footballer or something.
Suppose so.
How about Nuke or Birdie after that guy that won the America's Cup?
I got a great idea. We'll name him after the boat.
Australia too?
Yeah, except he'd be Australia 3. What do you reckon?
It's a bit bloody long, isn't it?
Well, Aussie 3. What do you think of that, eh?
You're in the running as our top patient, Mrs. Reynolds. You've made an excellent recovery.
I hope that means I'm about to get my marching orders.
Tomorrow morning. Although another couple of weeks off work wouldn't do you any harm.
Well, I wish I could do that, but I really should get back.
Oh, now, don't give me that. You've been through quite an ordeal. You need another couple of days off work at least before you go back into the fray.
Well, I could do with a break. All right, Doctor, you've won me. And thank you.
You mightn't say that when you get my bill.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it all right?
Yes, it's all right. We're finished with it. She's all yours.
He means they're letting me go home tomorrow.
Oh, how marvellous.
Lovely. Thank you.
Is there anything I can do for you? Perhaps bring in some clothes or something?
Oh, yes, thank you. That'd be great help. Good. How's Wentworth?
Oh, a few little bumps. Nothing serious. I have had word on Samantha Greenway's parents. I wondered if you thought I should speak to her before you get back, that is.
You're in charge. I wouldn't dream of interfering.
No, of course not. I shouldn't have asked.
Joyce, are you sure everything's all right?
Actually, no. It's this Woodridge business. Now I've had the minister's office on the phone asking me about Mr. Colby's television interview.
What interview?
Well, apparently somebody leaked the news to the media that the men are being held at Woodridge, and Mr. Colby has made a statement saying that the women will be allowed to mix with the men.
What? What does he think that will achieve?
Oh, who knows? But I've been told not to act on any directive unless it's personally signed by the minister himself.
I'm not surprised. It makes a mockery of the whole exercise.
Oh, I know. It's all getting so complicated.
Well, the least we can do is make an official protest in the strongest possible terms. I mean, how can we be expected to run a prison under two completely different sets of rules?
Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have brought all this up.
I'm glad you did. And the first thing I'm going to do is watch the late news, find out exactly what it was Colby said that suddenly put us all in the hot seat.
What are you doing here, Keane? Should you give yourself a lock-up?
Yeah, well, something's come up. I wanted you to be the first to know.
You've got 10 seconds to get it off your chest.
Desmond stepped down as top dog. She's handed the job to someone better qualified. Me.
Oh, come on, pull the other one. No one would want you as top dog, not after your last effort. That must rank as one of your most spectacular failures.
Yeah, well, times change.
Not in here, they don't. Even that lot can smell your kind of rat.
Yeah, well, that lot happened to be right behind me. Wouldn't be too smart of you to ignore it.
You're talking your way into a charge, Keane.
Well, I got Proctor's statement, I'm not.
Oh, that. I see. Wondered when we'd get around to that.
I just want you to hear me out. I've got a deal.
Right, I'm listening.
I've managed to convince the women that you need some help to get Murphy off your back.
Makes you think I can't handle him myself?
Because anyone could see he's having you for breakfast. You want to keep your job, you better take the help.
Right. If I come in on this little caper, what's the catch?
Oh, no catch. Just a personal favour.
I'm not licking your boots, Keane.
No one's expecting miracles. It's just a deal. Back me as top dog. Murphy's as good as finished. Yeah, well, I don't know what you're worried about. She couldn't say yes fast enough.
When the freak says yes, that's when you start to worry.
Maybe she's not holding all the cards this time.
Hasn't stopped her before.
Well, what do you want me to do? Stand around while Murphy walks all over us?
All I'm saying is watch your back, that's all. The rest is up to you.
Yeah, that's right.
Good morning.
Hi.
Just leaving?
So how are you this morning? You're looking all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Well, I had the best night's sleep for ages. I think I've made the right decision.
Myra, about last night.
Let's forget it, eh, Jude? Everyone was a bit uptight.
It's just that you're too special to get dragged down like that. Let Reb cop everything for a while.
I would have thought that you'd had a gut full of me.
Look, I disagree with your methods. It doesn't mean I don't like you as a person.
Really?
Really? Come on, let's see what Auntie Ray's made it for breakfast, huh?
You're on.
I don't know why Lou's so nasty to everyone. I mean, I was only taking her food up. She didn't have to say awful things about my hair.
Just cut the talk. Well, your luck's changed. We've decided to feed you this morning.
Not before bloody time.
Wouldn't care to take your complaints to the governor, would you, Burke? Mason?
Hello?
You're a cutie, aren't you?
Right, now knock it off. Just give him the tray and get out.
Bet they go all the way to the... Stupid bitch!
Playing funny buggers, are you, Burke?
Sorry, Mr. Murphy. I just had a whole shiver. I think somebody just walked over my grave.
Wait at the gates.
Yes.
Don't do me any favours.
Can't keep your hands to yourself, can you, Burke? Bit scrawny for you, I would have thought.
I was just having some fun, that's all. Bloke can get horny when there's crumpet around.
Oh, yeah? In that case, I better not tell you about the little number next door, had I? Might get you going again.
What you mean?
Oh, nothing much. Just that a lot of fellas would give their eye teeth to have a go at her. Don't mind her myself.
Take it easy, will you?
Yeah, I forgot. There's a brick wall between you and her, isn't there? Just have to let your imagination have all the fun.
Hey, what about some breakfast?
You've got it, Burke.
Sounds more like a name for an ostrich.
Come on, he's a pedigree champion. You saw him.
Oh, yeah, well, flicks can happen.
Yeah, well, you wait till tonight. My little bloke's going to leave all yous back at the starting gate.
Yeah, more like Ilse will be waiting there at midnight.
All yours.
Whatever you say.
Nothing more, is it? Well, I suppose I'll look after the dryer.
Oh, Sam can do that, can't you? Sure. We need some help with the folding, don't we?
Yeah, we could do with a hand. I think they're trying to tell you something.
You've won me. By the way, ladies, our little business arrangement with Ferguson is now official.
Shake hands with the devil, is it?
Only thing to work out now is our strategy.
Strategy for what, Keen?
The mural, Miss Radcliffe.
Yeah, that's right. Gonna outdo the Sistine Chapel.
How nice. Come on, Greenway, the governor wants you.
It's my chance to bring up the painting.
Yeah, well, lay it on thick.
Oh, well, look.
Reb, what's the story with the uppers?
Enough for everyone?
Keep your voice down, will ya?
Why should I? I got nothing to hide. This time it's legit. No rip-offs. Just plenty of goodwill all round.
Bruce still be dealing?
Yep.
Gee, she'd rip off her own bloody mother.
Yeah, well, I'll make sure she doesn't. From now on, this industry is strictly government control. Good quality, fair profits all the way.
Surely we're entitled to know what's going on.
Look, I would appreciate it if you would just let the matter drop. It's hard enough having to contend with Colby. Even he is refusing to accept the minister's decision.
At least he knows what it is.
Yes, come in.
Greenway's here, Governor.
Oh, thank you. Have her come in.
You will let us know when someone finally decides something, won't you?
Sit down, Greenway.
I was hoping we'd get the chance to talk about the mural.
Pardon?
Well, it'll brighten things up a bit. If we put it on masonite or chipboard, we can give it to an orphanage when we get sick of it. Start another one.
I'm sorry, I don't follow you.
The mural for the rec room. I thought that's what I was here.
Oh, no, look, that's not the reason I called you in here. It's about your mother.
You found her?
Mm-hmm. The details are all here, including your original name.
Julie Ann Cameron.
Mm-hmm. Now, under the circumstances, I think it might be a good idea if we get a social worker to sort of, break the ice.
No, I mean, I'd rather do it myself.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well, think how she'd feel if the first thing she heard about me was I was in prison. Let me write first, please.
Yes, I see your point. Oh, go on. Why not? I can't see any harm in that.
Thanks, Mrs. B.
Chauffeur, madam?
Chris, how did you know I was leaving?
Oh, I have my spies, like the one at reception.
Well, your timing's perfect. I was just going to ring for a cab. Not working today.
I have just started 4 weeks leave.
Lucky you.
Oh, perhaps. Phil and I used to go bush the first week each year. No more.
Yes, a lot of things will be different.
What we both need is a dose of the real world. You ready?
Thanks.
Ah, Mrs. Reynolds, I was hoping I'd catch you before you left. Can we talk? It's about Mrs. Morris.
Oh, yes, all right, Doctor. This is Chris Sutton. He knows me.
Is anything wrong?
I'm afraid so, yes. In fact, we're very concerned about her. I was wondering, could you go and see her before you left? It might help.
Of course.
I don't understand. Her injuries weren't that bad, were they?
Well, I'm afraid her physical condition is no longer the real problem. She simply doesn't want to pull through.
And that's my real name, Julie Ann Cameron.
Julie Ann.
What do you think?
Fantastic.
Great name.
Sounds like Margaret.
Yeah, maybe your mum's loaded.
Hard to shorten, but.
Hey, it was a shock to the system, huh?
You bet. I was all fired up about the mural and Wham.
Well, at least it wasn't all for nothing.
Yeah, I guess. Strange feeling, though. Suddenly you've got a whole new family, a whole new background. It's like finding out you're a different person from who you thought you were. Sounds a bit corny, doesn't it?
No, not at all. We don't know how lucky we are.
Get out, I would have traded my dad any day.
By Bobby?
So, when's the big reunion?
Dunno. Joe, can I have a chat to you for a second?
Sure enough.
I'm not heavy when you turn her off.
Yeah, well, it's true, isn't it? Most of the time you're better off without him.
I don't think there's going to be a problem for Sam.
Yeah, no, lucky bugger.
Of course you should write to her. She's your flesh and blood, isn't she?
Yeah, but what happens if we've got nothing in common?
You've just got butterflies, that's all. It'll work out. Anyway, you're dying to do it. It's written all over your face.
Yeah, you're right.
You know you're a lucky kid. You got a whole new life to go to. You'd be crazy to knock that back, huh?
We know things can't be changed, Meg, but at least try and put them behind you.
I can't. I can't just close my eyes and forget that Phil ever existed.
But it's not like you to throw in the towel. You've got so much to come back to.
I don't want to talk anymore. Do you mind going?
Right. I think it's time we aired a few home truths.
I asked you to leave.
Not till you've heard me out.
If you think that you
Yes,
can...
go on. Call the nurse. Do your usual cop-out, just like you did with Phil. You didn't care for him at all, did you?
Of course I did. I loved him.
So you keep saying. But when I think that he was shot just so you could lie there and fade away like some second-rate Juliet.
You don't understand.
Oh, yes, I do, only too well. You know what makes me mad? The fact I didn't get the chance to tell him not to bother.
You can't mean that.
If he could only see you now. Just haven't got the guts to get up and show him it was worth it, have you? No, I didn't think so. Don't bother about calling to the nurse. I've gone.
What kept you?
None of your business, Keen.
Yeah, well, that depends, doesn't it? You worked out a way to fix Murphy yet?
Yeah, one of your specialties. Drugs. You just get one of your cronies to plant some on him and I'll make sure the right people find them.
Yeah, well, you're losing your touch. I picked that as a frame in 5 seconds.
Not if we set it up to look as though he's dealing.
Forget it. We need something he can't talk his way out of.
Such as?
Such as? If he were caught with his jocks round his ankles.
Oh, come on, Keen. They already tried that on me, remember, and it didn't work.
Yeah, well, I'm organising it this time. Desmond's mistake was that you weren't interested in the bait. I happen to know who Murphy's got the hots for.
Who?
Leave it to me. I'll fix it. As long as you can make sure you get a witness there tonight on his night shift.
Have to be earlier. Murphy's off at 5:30.
Ah, even better. Well, Four Eyes herself can be the witness. If you can get her there.
Oh, I'll get her there, Keen. Just you make sure that there are no slip-ups.
Hey, Jeff. Frank's gonna be after blood when he gets out of solitary, mate.
Work's no problem. Tell you what is beginning to worry me, though. That road out there. Wouldn't be hard to line up a target from there, would it?
Hey, you're right.
And what's to stop one of the blokes from Stir asking a friend to come over and take a couple of pot shots at us? And the whole world knows we're here now.
You don't reckon they would, do you?
I don't want to take the risk.
Righto, you two. That's enough of the chatting. You can move that on your own.
Hey, Murphy, I want to see the governor.
Oh, and I want to win Tats Lotto. Just get on with it.
I said I want to see the governor. Are you going to take me, or do I just front up and say you refuse me my rights?
The biggest mistake anyone ever made was giving you rights, McRae.
Knew you'd see it my way.
Move it.
Wasn't exactly textbook, I admit. More desperation than anything.
Did it work?
Well, I think the message got through. Wish I could say the same about Bobby Mitchell.
I take it that didn't go too well.
You could put it that way. She seems to have a block about psychiatrists. You know any reason why?
Yes, we had a bad experience with one at the prison. Did a lot of harm to one of Mitchell's close friends.
Wish I'd known.
Do you want to have another talk to her? When we drop in at Wentworth?
Mrs. Reynolds, you just got out of hospital.
I just want to give Joyce Barry some moral support. She's had a pretty rough time from the department.
So much for 2 days off.
I feel fine. And you do want to talk to Mitchell again, don't you?
All right, on one condition. We stay no longer than we have to.
I promise.
Well, now that the story's out, we'll be sitting ducks.
We will do everything in our power to make sure that no harm comes to any of you. That's all we can do at the moment.
And in the meantime, we keep on working out there in that shooting gallery.
I needn't remind you that you are working out there at your own request.
Sorry, these just are not going to work.
Oh, what's wrong now, Miss Ferguson?
The rosters, they're complete chaos. Now, Brown and Radcliffe are down for 3 straight shifts and not a day off until next week.
I'll deal with that in a moment. All right, McRae, I will look into your problem. Now, if you'll just wait outside, I want to have a few words with these officers.
What's McRae whinging about now?
He's brought up a very, very serious matter.
Yes, he's afraid that a member of the Woodridge fan club might come after him with a pea shooter.
He may well be right. We'll just have to stretch our resources and make sure we get extra security for them.
Simplest thing to do is put them all into solitary with Burke.
If we do that, we'll get back to the same problem we had before.
Well, you'll just have to think of something, won't you?
I am trying, but I can't get anywhere if you two won't at least cooperate. Oh, Mrs. Reynolds, I thought you'd be at home.
Must be a workaholic. Can't keep away from the place.
Good to see you looking so healthy, Governor.
Yes, nice of you to drop in and say hello.
You misunderstand, Mr. Murphy. As long as Mrs. Barry doesn't mind, I'm back here to take over.
I just went to give him his food and he was awful.
What happened?
Oh, he's a dreadful man. He had these dirty fingernails and he ran his hand up my... Oh, it's too awful to talk about. Do you mind?
No, of course not, but something's got to be done about that bastard. You want to relax, fix all men out like that?
Well, stop blabbing and serve the food, Mason. Pushing your dope while you're in the pound, Kelly. Up yours, Desmond.
Oh, Kelly. Want to talk to you? Guess who's our new top dog, and with Desmond's blessing.
He did it.
Smiling, are they?
Beauty. What about the screws?
Well, Ferguson's sweet, as long as we can help her get rid of Murphy.
Well, that'll take some doing.
Not if he's caught with his pants down. And I mean, with his pants down.
Who's going to be the lucky lady?
Well, you see, there's only one of us that he's really got the hots for. You.
Oh, no way. Forget it.
You're not thinking, lady. He's going to be having a go at you anyway. Why not do it for a reason? What do you reckon?
We still pushing dope?
Get rid of Murphy. We can do anything we like. It's up to you, Kelly.
Mrs. Reynolds, this is crazy. You shouldn't be here.
What else could I do? I had to send Joyce home. She was at breaking point.
She was... I repeat that you have just come out of hospital. Surely there's someone else can take over the fort. That big one, what's her name? Ferguson.
You don't know this place very well. Every time Joan's taken over, she's been more trouble than she's worth.
All right, then, Murphy.
Oh, he's too much of a stickler for discipline. We'd have a riot in no time.
But there must be somebody else.
If there were, we wouldn't be having this conversation. No, are you going to continue playing nursemaid, or are you just going to let me get on with it?
What's the point? I may as well go home. No, I'm forgetting Bobby. I might have better luck now.
I hope so. Where do you want to see her?
Well, anywhere, as long as it's private, and not the hospital. We didn't do too well there.
Yeah, well, just a moment. I'll see if the visitors' room's free.
From now on, the supply of dope will be out in the open and controlled. Any questions?
Yep. How about Callie and her mates? Do they agree?
Of course they do. Don't you, Luke?
Mitchell, come with me. Oh, Keen, I forgot. There's a parcel for you. I'll get it for you later.
Ah, another fruitcake from Mum. Right, one more thing before we get back to work. The freak and I have worked out a way to give Murphy the big shove.
Right, what have you got planned?
Nothing you need bother your tiny mind about. You just stay away from Lou's cell in rec period.
Can we help?
Now, wait a minute. If this is going to affect all of us, we have a right to know. If the freak happens to be walking along...
Now, listen. I didn't ask for this job, but I accepted it, so I'll give it my best shot. You want to question the top dog? Get another one. You want results? We'll do it my way. Any complaints?
What do you want?
Thought you might like somebody to talk to.
Yeah, well, I was talking to someone when they dragged me in here.
Ah, I'm sorry.
Suppose you're going to give me the big shrink talk and get me talking about Phil Cleary.
No. If you want to, of course.
Well, I don't. He's dead. Not much point, is there?
Fair enough. What about your family? Have you heard from your father?
No, and I don't want to. Not just the same as the bloody pimps. All they ever do is want to use you.
What about your little sister? Philip said you had one.
Yeah, he talked a lot, didn't he? All right, I have got one. So what? Fat lot of good I can do her in here. Look, have you finished? Can I go now?
Yes, didn't want to upset you, and if it makes you feel any better, I'm sorry about the other day. Only wanted to help.
Yeah, well,
How's it going in here?
not a lot to write home about. Besides, I haven't got one anyway.
Mrs. Barry said you're doing very well in the handyman lessons.
Yeah, they're good.
Well, it'd be good if you could keep it up. Just think of the job opportunities
Oh,
when you
wake up, Australia. I'm a bloody crim, mate. Nothing good's ever going to happen for me.
It doesn't have to always be like that, Bobby.
Save your shrink talk for someone else. Cass believed people like you, and the next thing I know, she tried to kill me.
Yeah, well, that was Dr. Edmonds. He was sick.
He was a shrink. Now, will you rack off and bloody leave me alone?
Good to see you, Mr. Murphy.
Enjoy your little stint in the pound, Kelly?
No way. Too lonely. I thought you would have come to visit me.
Well, now, why would I do that?
Oh, you know, would have been nice to have had a talk with a real man. Not like the wimps we usually get.
You'll be right when the men from Woodridge get here, won't you?
Well, it's not just any man I'm interested in. I like a man with a bit of class and experience. You wouldn't happen to be on night duty, would you?
Not tonight, but next week I'll be...
Too far away. Do you know the girls are having a meeting in the rec room after work? Reb's going to give them a bit of a pep talk. But I've heard it all before, so I thought I'd just go to my room and be on my own.
Well, you better get moving with that, Skip.
Yes, Mr. Murphy. Save it. You'll need it.
I'm sorry to bother you, Governor. Just thought there might be something I could do for you. You really should take it easy on your first day back.
No, thank you, Miss Ferguson. I was just trying to talk myself into doing this paperwork. The women all right?
Oh, yes, I think so. They did say something about wanting to see you. Big act about welcoming you back, but personally I think they're more interested in finding out about the Woodridge men.
I'll go and see them now.
Well, why not wait until their recreation period? Be a lot easier than walking around the prison.
Oh, well, I must admit I don't feel up to that. Would you tell them I'll be there?
I will. There was one other thing, Governor.
Yes?
I would have mentioned it to Joyce Barry, but she didn't seem to be coping too well with the routine matters, so I thought
I'm surprised to hear you say that. I've just been reading her reports, and I'd say she did very well. Now, what was it you had to tell me?
There's talk of sexual harassment from the male officers. Of course, I didn't take too much notice of it. As we both know, they've tried that one before.
Have you seen any evidence of it?
No, I haven't. I just thought I'd report it. For the record.
Well, here's one of them back. To see Kelly in your travels? No.
Who wanted to see you, Bob? No one special? Anyone we know?
Just some do-gooder from the department, all right?
All right, jeez, I was only asking.
Well, bloody asking. You can't even scratch a bum around here without someone sticking their nose in.
Jeez, now what have I done?
Quit while you're behind, Marlene.
Look, I don't mean to sound pushy, ladies, but could we do some work around here? Well, hello, Kelly. Nice of you to join us. Where the bloody hell have you been?
Had to go to maternity.
Yeah, that'd take 10 minutes.
Wasn't my fault. Murphy held me up for a minute. Then I went and checked on me roach.
Ha, you're wasting your time, Kelly. My bloke's gonna romp it in tonight.
Yeah, mine's still going around in circles.
There's only one way you'll win, Warren. Cheating.
I don't have to. Little Aussie's a top rogue.
Okay, girls, let's call it a day.
Today.
Yeah.
Hey, not you, Kelly. We've got some making up to do. Unload those dryers. You pinned Murphy down to a time yet?
Nah, but he'll be there for the rec period for sure. God, you should have seen it. Bloody eyes sticking out on stalks.
What a pushover.
What about me? I'm the one that's got to go through with it.
Yeah, I'll make it up for you. I've got a little surprise.
The new stuff coming?
Safe as houses. And the first thing we're going to do is give everybody a free snort of coke.
What? That'll cost a fortune.
It's an investment. If we can get someone like Warren going, maybe she can suck some of her mates in.
Oh, you'll never get her to take the hard stuff.
Why not? Just tell her it won't hurt her. Nice high.
She won't buy it.
Yeah, well, if you want some of that gambling dough, you better just do it.
Look, You'll have to shove it down her throat.
You know what's wrong with you, Kelly? You got no class. If she won't play ball, we'll play dirty guards and stick it in her Wheaties.
Fair enough. What are you going to do about the race tonight? We're going to put the same roach in the ring? We're going to pull the big switch.
We'll use the ring in for one more time. May as well suck her right in. Well, you better get back to your cell. You wouldn't want to keep a lover boy waiting.
Well, why don't you try and ring her up? I mean, she's probably heard all about you by now, and she's half expecting to hear from you.
I couldn't do that. No. No, the first contact should be by letter.
Honey, would you like me to give you a hand?
Oh, thanks, Jude.
I mean, I'm not a genius with words, but I'm willing to give it a go, you know.
Until you're right. You just right. I'll do it shorthand.
Oh, God, me and my big mouth. Okay. Dear Mum, this is a really hard letter for me to write because I've never met you. But I just found out that you are my mother, and I'd really like to meet you.
Great.
Hang on, I can think of something.
Maybe I could say something like, the people that were looking after me have recently died. You mean so much to me I can't tell you, being Mum. Please write soon, your loving daughter Samantha. Julianne Cameron.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah. How did you know how I felt, Jude?
I got a daughter of my own. I know what I'd like her to say to me.
Now, Brian Greenway, come with us. The Governor wants everyone in the rec room.
Oh, hello. How are you feeling? It's so nice to see you.
Bit tired, but I'll be all right. How did you get on with your mother, Samantha?
I'm just writing to her now, Mrs. Reynolds. Thanks for all your help.
Well, let's go to the rec room.
Go on, move it.
Come on, Pix. It's only 10 minutes. You can wait that long. It's not going to kill you.
Oh, yes, I think it will.
What's the matter, love?
Well, Bobby said I have to stay here because Red's doing something to Mr. Murphy, but I can't, Myra. I just have to go to the
Sorry,
lab.
love. You'll have to run round the room or something. It's very important.
I know what you mean, Pix. I'd really like to go see Ozzy before the race. Give him a pep talk or something.
I reckon you're getting so bloody troppo over that road, you'll be sleeping with it next.
Oh, don't do that. You'll squash him. Oh, why did I say that?
I remember when you couldn't stand it.
I know, but that's me mum. She used to go into a huge tiz whenever there was a cockroach in the house.
Yeah, Mum was the same. Listen, Marla, come to my dorm after tea, will you? I want to talk to you about that gambling paper.
You're not going to stop it, eh?
Oh, you're a panic merchant? Of course I'm not.
And what does she want to see me for?
Don't ask me. She's the top dog.
Hey, look who's back! Quiet! Oi! Cut the noise! Sorry, Mrs. Reynolds. Good to see you back. Mrs. B did a good job, but then there's only one boss, isn't there?
Are you all right now, Mrs. Reynolds? We're awfully worried about you.
Well, I'm back a bit earlier than I expected, but I'm fine, Pixie.
Good.
And thank you all for the flowers. They're lovely. How's Mrs. Morris? Oh, she'll be in hospital for a bit longer, but the doctor said there's nothing to worry about.
Right.
Now, I know you had some trouble while I was away. I want you all to know it had nothing to do with Mrs. Barry or the staff. And with a bit of luck, our visitors from Woodbridge won't be here forever. Any word on us getting to mix with them? Nothing yet. I'm waiting for a decision from the minister.
Hope he's quick. Lou Kelly's going out of her head.
Where is Kelly? I ask you a question, Keane.
In her cell, I suppose.
What's she doing there? She should be here. Go and get her.
No way, three's a crowd.
What do you mean, 3? Who's with her? Come on, Keane, what's she up to?
Oh, I reckon she'd be looking at the cell ceiling about now.
Will somebody give me a straight answer? Is she with a member of the staff?
Well, I'd say the big turkey's stuffed. We'll celebrate with some free Coke all round. Courtesy of Lou Kelly.
Free Coke, are you serious?
Of course I am. Come to my cell after dinner.
Excuse me, would someone please tell me what all this is about?
Yeah, I know what you mean, Pix. I'm a bit confused myself.
Well, at least we got rid of Murphy.
Past.
Wendy, would you page Mr. Murphy for me, please, and ask him to come to my office? Thank you.
Oh, Governor, look, this is ridiculous. You look dreadful. Why don't you go home?
Believe me, Miss Ferguson, I'd love to. But there are things going on out there I don't like. No point just going home with that on my mind.
There was no one with Kelly, so what's the problem?
The problem is, why did they say it?
Oh, to cause trouble. You know they've done it before.
Come in.
I believe we've been looking for each other.
Huh?
Yes, I buzzed you before, but Wendy said you'd gone to the rec room.
Looks as though we need walkie-talkies. Where were you before that?
I was with the Woodridge lot. Why? Is there anything wrong?
No, not at all. What did you want to see me about?
Sue Bailey's rostered for the graveyard shift. She rang to say she was sick, so I said I'd do it, if that's all right with you.
Yes, of course.
Right, well, I'll release Berg from solitary and then take a break. Oh, what did you want to see me about?
Actually, it was the same thing.
Great minds, eh? Well, I'll leave you to it.
I don't know. Where there's smoke, there's usually fire.
That's just an old saying, Miss Ferguson, nothing more. Let's face it, if it were true, you'd have been burnt to a crisp.
Well, you blew it, didn't you? We had him by the short.
Don't blame me. It wasn't my fault he didn't show. Bloody hell, he was foaming at the mouth when I saw...
Yeah, all right, we'll have to try again. Now, get out. I want to talk to Marlene.
God, is that all the thanks I get? I've missed first sitting and everything.
That's what I like about Lou. She takes criticism well.
Yeah, she always did. I want to talk to you.
Yeah, in a minute. Do you mind? I've got to talk to Marlene.
Fine. I'll be in the rec room.
What's the matter? I haven't ripped anyone off, have I?
No, relax. Looking forward to the free drugs?
No, I'm not into drugs.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. Now, I got this idea for an emergency fund. Well, we could use it to pay off screws, someone loses their buy-up, that sort of thing.
Great. Where does the money come from?
Well, that's where you come in. I'll only take 20% of your winnings.
20%? Forget it. That'd break me.
You're not listening. I said 20% of your winnings. That's fair enough, isn't it?
Suppose.
Okay. Let's seal the deal. Open the jam fancies. What do you say?
Yes, thanks. I gotta go race.
Oh, I'll come with you. Here, take one for later.
Thanks. Might give some to Ozzy.
Have a bloody look at it, will you? The minute I step down as top dog, they're stoned out of their brains. No wonder I chucked the job in.
Come on now, not everybody here's a hophead, you know. Why don't you have a word with Fred?
Oh, I tried. She was too busy.
Hey, do you reckon Ozzy'd like a snort?
He wouldn't lower himself. Besides, going by you lot, he'd run backwards anyway. Okay, it's time for the first race. Come on, who's going to keep net?
Well, I'll do it. Wouldn't trust you, buggers.
Keep yourself nice. Pass me me book. Who's in the first race?
Oh, well, I might as well get into it, eh?
Me too. Okay, come on, place bets, please. 50 cents. Okay, ready? Steady, go! Wins and he's still fresh as a daisy. Just isn't feeling crook. Okay, who's next? Me.
What a way good money. Why the hell come up with the good
Look, I
notion?
told you later we'll get better odds.
Come on, Kelly, you racing or what?
Yeah.
Okay, it's Ozzy against Herpes this time.
Herbie.
Herpes? Place your bets.
I want to talk to you.
All right, in a minute.
Now!
Yay! Done it again.
You know, if Ozzy gets this up, you'll be laughing all the way to the bank.
Yeah, Bob, look, listen, I really do feel crook, you know.
Company. Right, time to go back to your cells.
And the minute you take over the job, you start handing dope around as if there's no tomorrow. What the hell are you trying to do, kill them?
Look, Mara, I don't like it either, but there's no such thing as a clean slammer.
Oh, come on, I know that, but you don't have to encourage it.
Look, I've been doing my homework. There's been dope going around this place for 30 years. No top dog's ever been able to stop it. It's a message there somewhere, don't you think?
You don't have to force it down their bloody throats.
That's exactly what I'm trying not to do.
What?
If I left it to Lou Kelly, she'd be feeding it to the kids. I want to stop that. I want to stop her ripping off the women. It's called regulation.
How long do you think Kelly's going to put up with you giving away her dope?
Look, Myra, I know it's hard for you, but I'm in the chair now, so I've got to do things my way or there's no point. If the women, even one of them, wants to fight me, I may as well do what you did and chuck it in. Are you with me?
I'm a bit worried about Warren. She said she's sick, but she won't go to the infirmary.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about it. Probably just an act.
I don't think so. She looks awful.
Yeah, well, I'll check her out on the rounds.
You doing your first one already?
Well, it's nearly 10 o'clock. Got to put the lights out anyway. Sorry I couldn't get around earlier. But then I had a better idea. Why rush it? We can have all night. You'd prefer that, wouldn't you?
What's up? I'm crook. Oh, God, I'm crook. You're as cold as ice, Rabbit. I don't know what's wrong with me. Rabbit! Come on, Rabbit! Rabbit!
What's eating you?
It's Rabbit! She's passed out. She's got a crook.
Screw! Hey! What's the matter with Warren?
I don't know. The kid reckons she's about to snuff it. She's trying to raise the screws.
Oh, typical, isn't it? They're probably asleep in the staff room. Hey, is anyone guarding this place? Hang in there, Bobby. We're trying to get the screws. Hey, Jude, pass it down the line. Warren's sick. Let's wake him up.
Come on, Rabbit. Please don't die. Someone will be here soon. They're gotta be.
Well, a bit of a nympho, aren't you? But don't worry, love. While I'm here, I'll make sure that you don't go without. Look, I'm sorry I got to dash off. Better see what all this fuss is about. I've got plenty of night shift coming up. But I'll be seeing you, sweetheart.
Way down in the staff room. What took you so long?
I'm checking the men in isolation. I can't be in two places at once. All right, you lot, shut up!
Jinxed you just like all the others, Rabbit. Bobby? Rabbit? Please don't cark it. You're your best mate. We're going to get a house together and everything, remember? I worked out the decorations already.
Not gonna die.
Of course you're not. You wouldn't leave me here by myself, would you?
What's wrong with her?
I don't know. She was just vomiting in the sink and then she fell on the floor.
All right, Mitchell, we'll look after it. Get her on the bed. You better call an ambulance. Told you lot to shut up!
Okay, girls, you heard the man. Knock it off.
I'd better turn the lights on and get us all in here too.
Good.
Itchy all over.
Looks like you've been poisoned.
It's all right, Rabbit. I'm here. I wouldn't leave you.
Wish to hell I knew what was going on.
I'll give it one last try, eh? Hey, Murphy! Now that I got them all quiet, I reckon you owe me an explanation.
I don't owe you anything, Keen.
We just want to know if the kid's all right, that's all.
Yeah, well, so you should. Looks like one of you tried to poison her off.
What? Couldn't be. We all ate the same food.
Maybe so. It's not the first time someone tried to get rid of her this way.
Oh, that was different. Besides, that bitch left here ages ago.
Yes, well, someone got to her. I hope she pulls through. Sleep tight.
Bastard. Ah, he's right, though. She wouldn't have poisoned herself. You'd better look into it.
That ambulance is on its way, isn't it?
How is she?
Not good. Help me with her, will you?
Yeah.
Can I stay with her? She's me mate. I wouldn't do nothing.
Sorry, Bobby. We have to get to the hospital straight away.
But she needs me. God, if you can hear me up there, please don't let my mate Rabbit die. I know I haven't been too good, but I reckon I'd do just about anything if you make her better. Please.
Go on, give it a go, love. It tastes fine to me.
Oh, I'm just not hungry, Jude. I was thinking the other day I could afford to lose a few pounds, so I think I'll go on a diet right now. Oh, it's not funny, Judy. I'm sure Mummy was poisoned, and whoever poisoned her is raging to get rid of us one by one. It's just like an Agatha Christie movie.
Calm down, love. We don't know that she was poisoned.
Well, she must have been. What else could have made her so terribly ill so quickly?
Well, I don't know, but no one else is crook, and no one had any reason to poison her.
Oh, I don't know. You don't win popularity stakes around here by being a bookie that always wins.
Know something we don't, Kelly?
Just cool it, all of you. She was poisoned, I'll sort it out. Until then, we'll keep our shirts on, eh?
Come on, Bobby, try and get something down. It'll make you feel better.
Need a brick to keep this locked down, Jude.
Marlene's going to be okay. Now, you heard what Mrs. Slattery said.
Bloody Screws will tell you anything to keep you quiet. She could be dead for all we know.
Oh, don't say that. I don't think she is. Anyway, you should never give up hope. I never gave up hope trying to find my mum. Now I found her.
See, there you go. Hey, did you finish writing that letter to her?
Yeah, finally.
Now, you ought to ask Mrs. Slattery if she'll mail it for you, huh?
I will. Only I'm sort of nervous and excited at the same time. Only wish I knew how she'll react to it.
She'll be thrilled to get it, love. Any mother would be.
Come on, ladies. Time for muster. Finish up quickly.
Murphy paid me a visit last night.
Bastard. He's playing it safe. Oh, well, he'll be back for more. We'll get him then.
Forget it. I'm not putting up with that ape mauling me again.
Oh, you'll manage. Close your eyes and think of England.
I'm going to see the governor as soon as I can. Once I get moved in with somebody else, he won't be able to touch me.
Move along there.
I don't believe I'm seeing this.
What?
You just had your stomach pumped 6 hours ago.
That's why I'm so hungry, because it's empty.
Oh, Mrs. Reynolds, my sister.
Hi, Mrs. R.
You're certainly making a rapid recovery.
As long as there's food around, you can't keep a Warren down for long.
The doctor says you're suffering from an allergic reaction to a drug.
Oh, that can't be right. I didn't take anything, not even a disprin.
That's not the sort of drug the doctor meant.
But I didn't, Mrs. R. I don't take anything like that. I don't like it.
We'll see, won't we? I'm waiting for the pathologist's report to find out exactly what drug it was. Once I do know, I'll be back asking questions, Warren.
You missed out on a wonderful shift here last night.
Oh?
Yeah, Warren took sick and the women tried to bang the place down. I still don't know why it took Glenn so long to get to Warren's cell. I could hear the noise from down here.
Didn't you ask him?
Of course I did. And he got quite abrupt with me. Said he was checking in isolation, but he couldn't have been, because he was coming from the wrong direction. Perhaps he snuck into the kitchen for a snack.
Oh, watch it. You're going to hurt me best pair of shoes. Sorry, Jude. Oh, I'm only kidding you.
Hey, come on, buck up. Pixie said she'll get to see Rabbit when she's on tray duty.
What if she's not there? The screws could have lied, you know.
Nah, Reno's in the chair again. She doesn't lie. Now, let's wait and see what Pixie says.
All we ever do around here is bloody wait and see. Why isn't someone doing something? Me mate was poisoned.
Look, I told you to cool it. Now leave it to me.
Where's Kelly?
Out of the skip.
Trying to avoid me, is she? Well, I suppose you're all gloating over the way you made a fool of me yesterday. I should have known better than to trust any of you lot.
Yeah, well, it wasn't our fault the plan didn't come off. We backed you all the way. If you want someone to blame, it's me.
Oh, cut the heroics, Keen. It doesn't suit you. Anyway, we all saw you go to water yesterday, didn't we? Now, just a statement from you to the governor and we would have had Murphy, but you blew it. Get out. Other way.
Look, a statement from me wouldn't have done any bloody good. Got to catch that bastard in the act. How did I know he's going to change his shift?
You should have planned it better. I don't like mistakes, Keen.
Okay, so I didn't count on him being that clever. But we can still get him. He says he's going to be visiting Kelly regularly, so he's not onto us yet. Reckons he'll be doing a lot of night shifts.
All right. But next time there will be no slip-ups, I'll see to that. Because I'll be there to lock him in. In the morning, he's going to have his work cut out explaining why he's there.
Yeah, well, that's if there is a next time. Apparently Kelly's requested to see the governor and get shifted.
Oh, has she? We'll see about that.
I'm afraid things sort of just got on top of me. I had intended to get it all sorted out, but... Oh, and I'm sorry I dropped my bundle like that. It's so unfair with you just coming out of hospital.
Will you please stop apologising, Joyce? I can assure you it isn't necessary. The department had no right to dump everything in your lap like that.
Funny, you know. I always thought I was a good officer.
You are.
Ah, yes, but it's not the same, is it? When you're sitting in that chair and having to make decisions. Just like Botham.
Who?
Ian Botham. The Pommy. You know, great cricketer, crook captain. Do you know Norm Barracks for them, the traitor?
Oh. Well, at least the Higgins thing's a closed book.
Oh, is it true that Inspector Grace is not going to press charges?
Oh, I'm sure he'd love to if he could find someone to press them on. Seems there are lots of suspects and no real evidence. I'm afraid I gave Meyer an impossible job asking her to watch Higgins.
I wasn't much help to her either, I'm afraid. Too much to do. But still, I hope that's not the reason she stood down.
Yes. She's as stubborn as a mule, but at least you can talk sense to her. Yes. Thank you, Wendy. Damn.
Problems?
The minister's secretary's here. It's on his way. Come in.
Mrs. Reynolds.
Mr. Hopgood. This is Officer Barry.
How do you do?
I'm sorry you didn't tell us you were coming. Would have given us an opportunity to rearrange our schedule.
I'll just go and organise some coffee, all right?
Do sit down. I'm sure it must be terribly important to drag you away from your office.
Well, I'm just here to settle a little misunderstanding, Mrs. Reynolds. We were worried that you may have got the impression that the minister and his department weren't exactly, shall we say, simpatico with Mr. Colby's statement.
I can't think where I could have got that idea.
Well, whatever. For the record, I'm here to tell you that the minister wholeheartedly endorses Mr. Colby's decision to allow fraternisation.
And off the record, Mr. Hopgood, I think it's a ludicrous idea. The department is pandering to the press, and I'm the one who's got to cope with the aftermath.
Mrs. Reynolds, we have every faith in your ability.
Did the minister even read my objections?
Yes, he read them very carefully before discarding them. Now, let's not squabble. The decision has been made, and there's nothing more you can do.
I could resign.
You wouldn't want to do that, Mrs. Reynolds. Well, not if you really care for these women. Of course, we'd be most upset if you did so, but I'm sure there are other officers we could appoint. Joan Ferguson, for example.
You wouldn't dare.
Well, I hope you won't force me to do something we'd both regret.
I'm sorry if I brought you out of your way, but I had to talk to you.
You haven't. I had to go past on the way to Wentworth. I have a group therapy session with the women this afternoon.
Just want to say thank you. You were right. I was feeling very sorry for myself.
Yes, well, I know I came on very strongly, but it was intentional.
I know. I'm still pretty confused. But I know I can work things out.
Well, if it helps, I'm a good listener.
I just don't know where to turn to. I'm pregnant. and I don't know what to do about it.
Yes, well, perhaps I'm not the right person to talk to. Look, if you'd like, I can arrange an appointment with a very good counsellor who works here. She's, well, her name's Alison Webb. I've known her for years.
But I don't know her. I'd feel silly talking to a stranger.
No, you wouldn't. Besides, she knows about these problems. Look, it can't hurt to listen to her, can it? Can it?
I realise we're understaffed. I don't mind working through to the afternoon shift.
Thank you, Lynn. I appreciate it. Right, the reason I called you in is to tell you that the department's decided to allow the men to mix with the women, starting...
What? Never heard of anything so ridiculous.
Recreation period tonight, and meals and recreation period starting tomorrow. Now, I
well.
know this puts further pressure on us, but that's the decision.
Yeah? And when this place cracks under the pressure, is the department going to come and pick up the pieces?
We will be getting more help, won't we?
Not for the present, no. They feel confident we can cope as usual.
I don't know. They won't lift a finger to help until one of us gets killed.
Well, you could always resign if you don't feel that you're up to it, Joan.
All right, that's it. You can get back to your duties, but I'd advise you all to keep on your toes. And if you've got any problems, you know where my office is. Thank you.
What is going on? I can't believe you could have allowed this to happen.
I had no choice.
You could have refused.
Hopwood made it very clear that if I didn't accept this decision, I'd be replaced. Want me to walk out on all of you?
Am I okay now?
Yes. You can rejoin your friends for lunch, but I don't want you working today.
Well, you're looking very chipper for someone we thought was going to die.
Yeah, I thought I was a goner too, but they popped my stomach and I came good.
Any idea what it was?
Mrs. Reynolds said it was an allergic reaction to some drug, but it couldn't be Mara because I didn't take it.
Yeah, okay, love, I believe you. Callie must have slipped you something without you knowing it.
Yeah, well, I don't know how she did it, but Mrs. Reynolds doesn't believe me and I'm in big trouble.
Don't you worry. I'll talk to Reb about it, see what she can do.
Thanks.
Desmond, visiting hours are over. The governor wants to see you right now.
Oh, who do we have here?
I don't know. No one's been able to get a word out of her. Either she's a mute or just playing dumb.
Well, how are we supposed to communicate with her? Do you have to keep those handcuffs on her?
As soon as you sign these papers, she's all yours. Until then, we're not taking any chances. She's got away from us twice already.
All right, come on, down on the white line. Come along. Now, your name is... well, I'll have to call you Jane Doe. You're on remand, having been charged with dangerous driving, failure to stop at the scene of an accident, driving without a licence, and theft of a motor vehicle. Is that correct?
Good luck. Thanks. She didn't have any belongings, but she's got a prayer book on her. Wouldn't try and take it away unless you're wearing shin pads and a baseball helmet.
Well, perhaps the prayer book will give us some clue to her identity.
No. Look, they've tried every Middle Eastern dialect they know on her. No response. I don't know what you're going to do with her. See you.
Right. All right, my dear. Come along. Mrs. Slattery, you'll have to take over here. I'll have to talk to Mrs. Reynolds about this one.
Sure.
Mrs. Slattery will take you to the showers where you will wash. Understand? Come on.
I just want to know why you stepped down.
Does it matter? I never wanted the job in the first place.
Well, if it's because of the Sarah Higgins murder...
No, it's got nothing to do with it.
Then what was it?
Tired, that's all. I'm tired of the responsibility, the squabbles. I've had enough.
All right, but you really think that Keane is the most suitable person to take over?
Who knows?
Come in.
Oh, sorry for interrupting. I wanted to have a word with you.
Mara, could you wait outside, please?
Sure.
Well, we've got another problem on our hands. The new prisoner. We don't know her name, and we don't know how to communicate with her.
I know. The police are doing their best to identify her for us. They're checking with immigration, and they're publishing a photo in the papers, hoping that someone will recognise her and come forward.
Well, what do we do in the meantime? How is she going to fend for herself against people like Kelly? We don't even know if she can yell for help.
That's why I've asked Desmond to wait. Maybe she can look after her until we sort it out. I'm having her moved in with Pixie as well.
Good. Well, let's hope they have better luck communicating with her than I did.
Oh, you're not alone. Most of us try to block things out. It's nature's way of healing wounds.
Well, I can't now that I'm pregnant. Oh, I am being forced to make a decision, and I don't want to.
Well, you don't have to. You can let the pregnancy continue and just play it day by day. But is that the way you want to live your life?
I don't know.
Let's just talk it through. If you did have the baby, would you think about keeping it?
I guess so. Of course, I couldn't wipe out the fact that the father was...
Go on, say it. Get your feelings clear.
I could put it up for adoption. I mean, I could still work and...
Come on, you're doing fine.
No, I'm not. I'm just avoiding the real problem. And that is that I'm 43. And I know all the risks involved.
If it helps, I can sympathize with you. I've been in your position. I was raped and became pregnant and was just as frightened and terrified as you are. And I finally decided that aborting was the only solution. But it doesn't stop me wondering whether I made the right or wrong decision. I wish I could help you more, but the final decision has to be made by you.
Well, what do you know? Pumpkins. Nearly ready for picking, too.
Well, they're all yours, Frank. Can't stand them.
Oh, you just haven't had the right recipe. I know a lulu of a way to make them taste real good.
Come on, let's get stuck into it. We're too bloody close to the fence for my liking.
Well, at least they're taking a bit of notice of what you said before.
Yeah, a lot of use they'd be, though, if someone really wanted to get us.
Why can't they find us something to do on the inside?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe if we kick up enough stink, they might try a bit harder. Don't strain yourself, Frank.
Don't intend to.
Murphy catches you, you'll be back in the pound, Frank.
And you'd like that, wouldn't you, Delaney?
What's it, Burke?
You know, they say two's company. Did you have a good time last night, did you?
Ignore him, Matt.
Gets his dander up easy, don't he?
If you just rake up that stuff and shut your mouth.
You know, I've always noticed that with pufters. Just like Sheila's if you rub them up the wrong way.
Stinking son! Oh, bastard! Prick asked for it. Oh, you all right?
Oh, yeah.
A nice mess of your hands. Couldn't be worth it.
Okay, who started this?
Nobody started anything. Matt fell on his rake.
You do this, Burke?
Wasn't anyone's fault. I tripped.
Yeah, sure. Get him to the infirmary. You other two inside. The day's over.
What about the tools?
Leave them there. The women will pick them up later.
You're going to pay for that one, you bastard.
Geez, where's Lou? Can't she do that one?
She's still with Reno, I guess.
Well, she's sure taking her time. Probably holed up in the can waiting for the...
I'll help you.
Thank you. Hey, seeing as Rabbit's better, hadn't we ought to start making tactics for tonight?
Oh, she's better than better. She's going to be here for lunch.
Oh, well, that girl must have a cast-iron stomach. I reckon. She'll probably end up having seconds because she's been spewing her guts out all night.
Oh, give it a rest, Mitchell.
Jeez, it's all right for you, lot. I just
Leave it, will you? At least until we've had lunch, huh?
Let's just hope Ray doesn't make minced curry. Oh, maybe try. Oh, no.
Hang on, we've got to talk. You got to do something about Marlene.
Thought she was back on deck.
She is, this time.
Meaning?
Meaning she was poisoned.
Oh, says who?
The sister. Marlene is allergic to drugs.
Yeah, well, she didn't have any stuff, did she?
Exactly. Lou must have slipped it to her. Now, what's she peddling?
Only coke?
Only. It could have bloody killed her, Keane.
Well, she'll know not to touch it next time, won't
she? She didn't know she had touched it. Now, you've got to take a stand on Kelly and get rid of these drugs. Trying to hook a kid on the sly, that is damn low. But almost killing her in the process, it's as good as murder.
Yeah, well, don't worry. I'll handle it. Now, run along, Desmond. I don't need you to tell me how to do the job.
You'll find
find Mason rather different from the usual type we get in here.
Slight understatement, Governor.
Well, that's what I need. If they were all the same, group therapy wouldn't get off the ground.
Waste of effort, Mr. Sutton. By the time you've read through all that, they'll be up to a whole new bag of tricks.
Still worth a try, Chris.
Department must be paying through the nose to have you doing such a useless project on your holidays.
Believe it or not, Miss Ferguson, I'm doing it because I'm interested and because I care.
Figures.
Oh, Mrs. Reynolds, I've just brought the men in. One of them had an accident out in the garden.
What happened?
I don't know, they're not saying. Delaney's up in the infirmary now.
Serious?
Oh, you'll get over it. I got a hunch it was Burke, but I don't think you'll get anything out of the kid.
All right, I'll go and see what I can find out.
I wish you luck.
And by the way, Miss Ferguson, Kelly's asked for a cell change. I can't see any reason not to, so I think we'll put her into number 5.
If you insist, but I think she's better off on her own. Ah, she's an infection, that one. Put her near the others and the germs spread.
Yeah, I'll endorse that. If there's any trouble around, you can back it in that Kelly's had a finger in it. Be much easier on all of us if she's left on her own.
All right, we'll leave it for the moment. And would you make out a report on the incident in the garden before you leave, Lynn?
Yes, I was just about to do it, Miss Reynolds.
She's gone. On your feet.
I'm not arguing with you.
Wrong. You picked on that kid once too often.
Bloody wimp got what was coming to him.
Just because he's a decent kid, that doesn't make him a wimp. And even if it did, doesn't give you the right to try and smash his face.
Sorry. Forgot you want to keep him pretty. Hell, what's the difference in the dark?
Right. That does it.
Get back before you get hurt.
And that's nothing to what you're going to get if you feed me one more line like that.
You'll feel more comfortable when the painkillers start to work.
I'm okay.
Well, Sister wants to keep you in till tomorrow at least. She's worried infection might set in.
Suits me.
How did it happen?
Clumsy. I must have tripped.
And the prongs went through the back of your hands.
I had an armful of stuff.
I thought a farm boy would know better than to leave a rake lying face up.
It'll teach me.
So how did it really happen? Come in.
Oh, you poor thing.
Just leave the tray, Mason.
Yes, Mrs. Slattery. Hello, Mrs. Reynolds. I do hope I'm not interrupting your visit.
It's all right, Pixie. Now, if you do want to talk to me about anything, just let Sister know, all right?
Mrs. Reynolds, he can't eat. You poor hands. Do they hurt?
It's all right, Mason. Sister will look after him.
But by the time she comes back from maternity, it'll be cold. Oh, please, can't I do it? This is my last delivery.
Can you stay?
As long as it doesn't take too long.
Oh, thank you. We won't be long, will we? I know you're going to like this because Mr. Proctor always makes a hospital tray special.
Pixie.
Yes? Oh, golly. You're not at all well, are you? Poor hands and your voice gone. Now, open up. What's his name, Mrs. Slattery?
Delaney. Matthew. Now, come on, hurry it up.
So you're Matthew. I mean, oh, what a lovely name. No. Don't say anything. You just rest your poor voice. Now, open up. You're doing very well, you know.
Sweets taken.
Looks empty to me.
Look again.
Choose these buggers. If I'd have railroaded lecherous Lynn, you would have been all over me like a rash.
Is that the same rash you gave Marlene?
What?
The dope you slipped her. It almost killed her.
Yeah? Would have fooled me by the way she's shoveling that down.
Excuse me, I was very sick.
Yeah, well, go find the bogeyman and get off my back.
I haven't finished, Callie.
Yes, you have, Desmond. My job, remember?
Oh, geez, you're just trying to find out who got Rabbit.
Yeah, and I didn't notice you trying very hard.
Yeah, well, you can all just settle back. I've got the reins now. Desmond's got to learn to be a passenger.
Hey, look at this, a new bird.
Get your food, sit down, and eat. Poor kid, she looks scared out of her wits. I'm going to go and get her something.
Maybe the freak already gave her the glove treatment.
Don't you want any tucker? What are you, deaf or something? petrified. Hey, relax, love. My name's Myra. No one's going to hurt you here.
Oh, look, leave the poor bitch alone. She'll get over it.
Everyone needs a friend sometime, Keen.
Hello, I'm Judy Bryant. Here's plenty of bread and salad. There's no meat left, though.
Maybe she's on a hunger strike.
No, she's probably just fussy.
Scared out of her brain, more like it.
What brain? Bloody retard, if you ask me.
God, show a little sympathy, Kelly.
For a lousy wog.
The country's overrun with them. Isn't that right, grease bucket? You know when you're not wanted, don't you?
Now look what you've done, stupid.
Yeah. Good one, Kelly.
Good.
Anyway, I ended up with 6 months.
Oh, I don't blame you. Your boss must have been really horrible to make you hit him like that. I had a wonderful friend, Cass. She lived in the country too. Oh, she just loved it.
Give me the bush any day.
Yes. It's a pity your father had to sell out.
Yeah, what was the drought? Hit a lot of people.
So you've been in the city almost a year now.
Seems like 10.
Well, you have to get out, meet people. Maybe join a club or something. I'm sure there's one just right for you.
What sort's that?
Oh, I don't know. You seem to be awfully interested in stars and things. My uncle was in a club where that's all they talked about.
Astronomy?
Fascinating, isn't it? Although I don't understand all of it.
God, look at the time. Come on, Mason, if he hasn't finished, too bad.
Oh, we're finished, Mrs. Slattery. You'll have to find someone to help you with dinner because I'm not on trade duty this afternoon.
Thanks anyway.
Yeah, I'll see if I can come back tomorrow and have a chat. I'm awfully glad your voice is better. Hopefully see you tomorrow. Bye.
Look, I know it's your ball game now, but you've got to do something about Kelly.
She says she had nothing to do with it.
Oh, and you believe her. Come on, you say you're holding the reins. It's about time you took the whip to scum like that.
Well, I don't need to bash people to keep them in line, Desmond. Anyway, there's no proof it was Kelly.
Well, you're going to have to get some proof, aren't you, King?
Leave it, Jude.
I'm sick of this bitch.
You heard her, Brian. Butt out.
All right, ladies. Stop work for a moment. The department's decided to allow the male prisoners to join you during recreation periods.
Oh, they're my basic blacks at the dry cleaners.
Oh, don't worry, Jude. I reckon they'll come casual.
Well, look at you lot and they won't come at all.
All right, that's enough. Now, also, Chris Sutton, a friend of Mr. Cleary's, is running a group encounter session after work today. Now, you don't have to go, but since he's willing to give up his time, I think you might at least give it a try. Thank you, ladies. You can get back to it.
Mrs. Reynolds. How's Mrs. Morris? She coming back soon?
Oh, not for a while, Judy, but she'll be glad you asked.
Oh.
Tell her the place needs her. Certainly does. I'll be seeing her tonight, so I'll give you your regards.
Right. There'll be no roach racing tonight.
Why?
Because we're not sharing any deals till we sort out those blokes first.
Oh, okay by me. Back sorting out Marlene's macho man.
What's wrong with you, love? I thought you were pleased that those blokes were coming here.
Jude, what about that Sutton guy? He's another bloody shrink.
Oh, he seems all right. Oh, yeah, like Edmonds. Are you kidding? You couldn't get two that bad in a row.
I don't care. I'm just sick of being bloody shoved in a cage and prodded.
Mr. Sutton.
Shrink time.
Well, you don't have to stay, you know.
Oh, I am. He might give us a nice cup of tea and biscuits like Dr. Edmonds did.
Yeah, or a nice twisted brain like Dr. Edmonds did.
Oh, Bobby, don't. He wouldn't. He's Mr. Cleary's friend.
Oh, well, if there's food, I'll be in it.
I can't see the trough, Warren. Oink a bit louder.
Shut up, Kelly.
God.
You got any more of those bickies, Red? They were really good.
No.
Oh, bum.
Well, maybe the fellas will bring their buy-up with them tonight.
Oh, Matthew won't be able to come. Isn't that
Who's
sad?
Matthew?
Oh, he was in hospital and Mrs. Reynolds let me keep him company for ages. No, it wasn't like that. He hurt his hand, so I helped feed him. He's a wonderful person, really.
La-dum, ba-dum.
Oh, honestly, don't be awful. You know I'm finished. finished with weddings. It's just that, well, he was so young and helpless.
Obviously not the one I ran into.
Obviously was the one I ran into, and I'm still in love. I thought his name was Frank, but...
Oh, bad luck, Mal. Looks like Pixie's been working on him all afternoon.
Oh, I have not.
Well, if he's up for grabs, I'll be in it.
This is Mr. Sutton, everyone. You know Mitchell already. Perhaps you could introduce him to everyone later, Robbie.
Thank you, Mrs. Reynolds. Hi, everyone.
I'll see you before you leave.
Yes.
All right, I'll leave you to it.
It looks a bit daunting, does it? Well, it's not really. All I'm here for is to give you a chance to air some of your problems and blow off a bit of steam. Now, I know it's not something I said.
Get out of here, McRae.
I got something to say.
You already did.
This trip downstairs tonight.
Oh, don't worry. There's enough for both of us. I won't get in your way.
Is that all you think about, Burke? Knocking off women?
Oh, it must be cruel to be past it. Or have you just forgotten how?
Well, look. The department's got us on trial, right? So, when we join the women tonight, you better just watch it, because one kick over the traces and we're going to be stuck up here for keeps.
Now, go blow it out your other end, McRae. I've got the goods, and one way or another, I'm going to deliver them. They won't be able to keep their hands off you, Frankie boy.
I think we'll have to start these sessions earlier in the day. You all look worn out. Righto. Lay it on me. I'll be the bunny. So far, what do you think the worst thing is about me?
Your mustache. It doesn't cover enough of your face.
Well, at least I can do something about it.
Have a bit of trouble fixing your oversized feet.
Yeah, and your manners could do with a spring clean, barging in where you're not wanted.
Is that the general feeling?
Oh, it's not you especially. It's just people like you keep asking us if we have a problem, and when we tell them, they keep saying, oh, yes, well, you really have a problem then.
That's right.
I mean, what's the point?
The only qualification people like you need is to have an ego as big as your mouth.
Yeah, and that goes for all of them. Screws, churches, the whole bloody lot. Take your black bag and shove it, Sutton.
All right. Anyone else?
All ready for parole, are they?
Got a bit of a way to go yet.
You'll be on a pension before you get any result from that rabble.
Well, at least they worked up an appetite. Couldn't wait to get to tea.
Figures. That's all they ever think about. Their bellies, just like animals.
Wrong. I may be the worse for wear, but I did get them going. Some of their contributions were spot on.
Contributions? Why don't you go back to university? You'll see more for your efforts there.
Miss Ferguson, I'll see just as much for my efforts here.
Impossible. They're criminals.
So?
I thought you psychologists needed a bit of grey matter to work with. That lot couldn't scrape up enough to pass a first-grade exam.
I bet you think my feet are too big, too. See you tomorrow.
So I bought you this. We're not supposed to bring food out, but, well, it's yours really, isn't it? I mean, if you'd come to dinner, you would have had it. There you are. What a lovely little book. Oh, I'm awfully sorry. I'm terribly sorry. I didn't mean to upset you. Oh, golly, I just remembered I left something in the rec room. Bye.
Oh, Mylene, you just reneged.
What? You just played the left bow, you idiot.
You should
should have played that last time, huh?
I'm sorry.
Come on, pay it.
You bitch! Haven't you heard? Smoking's very bad for the lungs, and I'd hate you to run out of breath before I get the truth.
About what?
The cocaine. How'd you slip it to Marlene?
Can't remember. They say dope wipes out your memory
You
cells.
better start remembering, or Harvey's going to look very pretty compared to you.
Yeah, you touch me and the top dog will deal with you.
Oh, I doubt that very much. Reb and I might do things differently, but we both hate pushers.
Oh, you're really stupid. Who do you think brought it in the first place? Father Christmas?
All right, you lot. Here they are. Burke and McRae. Just remember the rules. Come on,
Club,
come on, play a club.
Little lady luck, eh? Smart move.
Bugger off, will you?
Air's warmer over here.
Good to see there's more than kids and wrinklies around here.
Still working in the kitchen then?
No.
There's been a lot of interesting additions to the food lately.
Yes, a lot of interesting returns from what I've heard.
Beats the old bush telegraph.
Yeah, well, just make sure it doesn't get out of hand, OK? I don't want to see any of these kids getting hurt.
Hey. Why bounce me?
You say what goes, I can see that.
Look, have you thought we ought to get danger money for working down here? I mean, we might be the ones that get attacked.
Oh, God. Not everyone finds you irresistible. Why don't you take your ego for a walk somewhere else?
Whatever you've lost, it must be important.
It is. What are these?
What do they look like?
Bitch. You've been lacing those and just shoveled one into Marlene.
Settle down, you got your wires crossed.
Oh, not anymore, lady. You really sucked me in, didn't you? All that garbage about giving away the rackets, you're bloody running them.
All right, 10 out of 10. Where does it get you? I'm the one with the juicy bone, you're the runt in the litter.
The women.
The women will do what I say. The top dog gives them what they want, and for that, they'll lick my boots.
Not when they hear about this, they won't.
I'll go inch to your yank mate, she's the only one who'll listen to you.
Don't you bet on it.
I can just hear it now. Mara wants her job back. What a bunch of sour grapes.
You are scum, Keen.
No, I'm top dog. Slobber off to the geriatric department, Grandma. Mental gymnastics are too much for you. You see, I'm top dog today, next week, and long as I'm here. Got it?
First time anyone's done that in a while.
Yeah? Well, nobody has to like their own when Frankie's around.
I'll keep that in mind.
Are you tonight?
Oh, nasty, horrible man.
Will you keep your hands to yourself?
See me later and I'll kiss it better.
Oh, yeah, he thinks just because he's in pants he's got it made.
That's what Lou seems to think, isn't it?
The other one's all right, though, isn't he? Yeah, at least he's not so bloody pushy. How come Myra's dark on him?
I don't know, love. She's probably just in a bad mood. Hey, did you think to smuggle some food up to Jane Doe?
Yeah, not that it did any good. Do you think she's really dumb? Oh, I don't think so. Well, she doesn't speak and she certainly can't hear me. I think the poor girl must be deaf.
You really scored yourself a fun cellmate, didn't you, Fix?
Oh, it's nothing to laugh at, Bobby. I think she's more frightened than anything else.
Look, I'm going to go and check on Myra, okay?
Yeah. Take over, I wish Reb hadn't called off the cockroach races. She didn't do it forever, though, did she?
Excuse me?
Yep.
Oh, not you.
G'day.
Hi.
Jeff's the name.
Rabbit. And this is Bobby. G'day. And Pixie.
How do you do,
How are you?
You'd be on for a bit of a flutter, wouldn't you?
Well, that depends.
She means gambling.
Of course I did.
Well, someone running a book.
Oh, better than that. We've got our own races. Cockroach races.
You're kidding.
No, seriously, in here of a night.
Well, sounds interesting. The only trouble is a bit short of the ready.
No worries, we'll stake ya.
Well, betting's okay with Myra then.
Myra?
Yeah, you know, the lady you sorted me out a while ago. Well, she's top dog, isn't she?
Oh, she was. She's top dog now, Reb King.
I better introduce myself. G'day, I'm Jeff McRae. This is Frank Burke.
Isn't that nice? I want to talk to you now.
Right up yourself, Mel.
That's cool. She always like that?
Oh, Reb's all right.
Tell you what, come and meet the unbeaten champion Aussie. What?
Okay.
Yeah, well, just stay away from him altogether. He could be trouble, and you've got better things to do. Like what? Like watching out for Desmond. She knows it was me that slipped Warren the dope. Relax. Still got her right where I want her.
Oh, God, what the hell's going on in here?
Guess who fed the coke to Marlene? Keen.
You're kidding. How do you know that?
This. Remember how Marlene said she gave her one? They're spiked.
Oh, it's possible, I suppose. You gonna front her with it?
I already have. She turned round as cool as a cucumber and told me she'd been running the drug rackets all along.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what Kelly said, isn't it? Well, she fooled me, though.
Ah, she's got everyone on side. And why not? She's given them exactly what they want.
What they think they want. You've got to tell them, Myra.
Oh, what's the point? They'd only say I was saying it to get back on top.
Myra, somebody's got to tell them. They've got to know they're headed for trouble.
Right now, Keen's in the driver's seat. Don't worry. I'm going to fix her. As soon as I work out how.
Oh, here he is. How are you, Aussie, me old mate? Gets really excited before a big race.
He's a tough little mongrel, isn't he?
Yeah.
Good, strong legs. You can see he's got spirit.
It's only a bloody cockroach, gee. Oh, yeah, well, you collected a few bucks on him.
Oh, stakes get really high then.
Yeah, we've had up to 50 bucks going here at a time. Hey, listen, you wouldn't say anything to the screws, would you? They don't know anything about this.
Don't worry, Mal. We don't talk to screws either. You know, I could run him up a nice little house if I could get my hands on some carpentry gear.
Jeez, that'd be ace. Oh, gee, Jeff, it's really going to be good having someone like you around the place. Don't you reckon, Bob?
Oh, I reckon. Enjoying yourself, McRae?
Oh, just having a little chat, Miss Ferguson.
Yes, I can see that. A real cosy one.
Not what you're thinking, lady.
Miss Ferguson.
Sorry, Miss Ferguson.
I dare say you imagine life in Wentworth is going to be one long sex romp, hmm?
No, I'm not the one who's got the dirty mind.
Don't answer back, McRae. Now get to the rec room. I'm putting you on report.
You do what you like.
Oh, I will. Now move it. Just keep moving, McRae.
Well. Hi. No need to be scared. What's your name? On remand, eh? Been here long? Uh-huh. Silent type. Well, words ain't everything. Feeling a bit lonesome, eh? That what's going on behind those beautiful black walls. Hey, I'm not going to eat you, sweetheart. Just maybe warm you up a bit. Mind your business, bitch. All right, I'm going. You keep, sweetheart. You do. Good to see something fires you up.
It's all right now. He's gone. Oh, it's all right. It's all right.
All the people to get stuck into that bastard.
Yeah, picking on someone who can't even answer back, eh? You okay, love?
Oh, she can't hear you.
Well, you can bet your boots this is only the start of the trouble with the men. We're going to have to make sure she's not left alone from now on.
Hey, Pixie, how was she last night?
Oh, well, she managed to calm down, but I couldn't get through to her. She just kept reading that little book of hers as though her life depended on it.
What is it?
I don't know. She took it away before I could read it.
Poor kid. Well, we're going to have to find out what's bugging her.
Yeah.
Tried duty with that spunk in the hospital again, eh, Fitz?
Oh, half your luck. Do you reckon he fancies you?
Oh, I have no idea. But do you think I could borrow your cologne because mine ran out?
You're kidding? Oh, must be crazy. You're right. You know where it is.
Oh, gosh, thanks.
You're a desperate woman, Pixie.
Oh, so.
Hurry it up, ladies. We haven't got all day.
Good morning, Mrs. Barry.
Morning, Mrs. Barry.
Come in.
Hurry.
Oh, watch yourself. What's this?
Ah, nice finding.
Might have a loan of this. I'm a bit light on good reading.
Oh, you bitch!
Hey! Stop it! Stop it!
You animal! Get going, Kelly! Get going! My dear, stop it! Stop it at once!
Hungry?
You bet.
Your friends came in last night.
How'd it go?
Oh, not very well. That Frank, he's really awful.
Yeah, well, he's no friend of mine. What did he do?
Oh, I don't want to talk about it. I mean, prison certainly turns people into monsters. Oh, sorry. Well, some people. I mean, I suppose it depends on your nature to start with. Well, you have a really nice nature, I can see that. And well, Jeff seems nice, too.
He's a top bloke. I have no worries with him.
Yeah. I think it'll be really wonderful for us to have you and Jeff around to talk to.
Yeah.
Well, don't you think so?
Trouble is, I'm not very good around women. I'm meeting dozens of them here all at once. It's, well, I tend to clam up when I just meet one girl.
Oh, you haven't clammed up with me.
No, you're easy to talk to, and why, you don't seem to be judging a person all the time.
Oh, I should hope not. We don't do that sort of thing around here. You just stick with me. I'll look after you.
Why didn't she tell us? Why didn't she let us go and bring it with her? Because she was not in the opposition, that's why.
Yeah, well, maybe she had other reasons. She said she wasn't going to explain every move to us, and that we had to trust her.
Of course she bloody well said that.
Look, she's come up with some good lurks. At least she's big with her handouts.
Oh, they're bloody generous when it comes to getting people hooked.
Listen to me. She gives her cocaine, poisons her. You call that a good lurk?
No, it wasn't very good. I was very sick.
I know that, Rabbit. She was just trying to give you a lead.
Some weird.
Look, how was she supposed to know you were allergic to it? You must be 1 in 10 bloody cops.
Feeling all right, Rabbit?
Yep.
Always knew you were a toughie.
You've all been bloody brainwashed.
Were you right behind her up until yesterday?
Yeah, she pulled the wool over my eyes. I thought she turned over a new leaf, didn't I? We all did.
You're just missing being bloody top dog.
Come on. You'd be much easier to get along with since you stepped down.
Look, I am not saying this to get back on top, if that's what you're thinking. I just wish to God I'd never handed the job over to Keane.
Who else was there?
Yeah, that's right. At least she stands up for us. I reckon you ought to keep out of it, Myra, and let her do it her own way.
What did I tell you?
I never thought I'd score first.
Well, knock off your fantasies, can't you? I'm trying to read.
No, fantasies, mate. This dishy-looking bird I found last night in one of her cells. She came across like a beauty.
Yeah, well, she must have been desperate.
I didn't hear no complaints. Be like a thunderstorm after a drought, wouldn't it? I tell you, they'll be lining up. Even that stuck-up pixie bird, she's got a bit of fire underneath. And Lou, she's pleading for it.
You're a bloody fool, Frank. The screws are going to be watching us like hawks.
Hey, what about you, eh? Nicking off with those other two.
There was nothing in that, I told you.
Oh, come on. If that big dyke hadn't have walked in, you'd have cracked her for a double-header. No worries.
Now get your brains out of your crutch, can't you?
You know, I really wonder about you. Chance like this and any normal bloke would be falling over himself.
Don't you give me normal. Anyway, I thought you were dead set on getting out of here.
Yeah, well, maybe I was a bit hasty. Now they're letting us mix in. Sure beats hell out of Woodridge. Plenty of sex, drugs, rock and roll.
What do you mean?
Lou dropped a few hints last night. I reckon we'd be sweet if we could lay our hands on some bread.
You'd be sweet.
Now all we need's booze, eh? I've even got 1 or 2 ideas about that.
Well, how's the invalid today, Pix?
Oh, he's sitting up today.
Oh, well, I bet you can see his little knees trembling, huh?
You know something, girls? She's spoon-feeding him. She's become a regular little Florence Nightingale, huh?
Yeah, well, I know what sort of treatment I'd like to give him.
Yeah, when are we getting an eyeful of this spunk, Pix?
He's a nice, sensitive person, so I wish you'd stop talking about him as if he were a hunk of meat.
Nothing wrong with a bit of meat, Vic.
Well, there is if you're a vegetarian.
Vegetarian. Hey, Mal, go and fetch me some fags, will you?
That'd be a bit risky, wouldn't it?
You dark on me or something?
No.
Myra tell you about the biscuit. Look, I'm really sorry about that. I didn't mean to make you sick. I just thought it'd be a nice surprise.
Well, that's what I tried to tell Reb.
Yeah, well, won't happen again, eh?
All right.
Run along, get me those fags now, will you? They'll just think you're gone to the loo.
Okay.
Oh, and, no hard feelings, eh?
No.
Look after the dryer, Bobby.
See that?
Yeah, she sure knows how to win them over, doesn't she?
The only way they're ever going to believe me is if they hear it from their own mouth.
So how are you going to manage that?
Right, ladies, stop what you're doing and move back to yourselves.
Oh, what the hell?
What have we done this time?
Move on.
Oh, God, stand up, sit down, roll over, bend over, keep moving.
They must be looking for the dog. Shut up.
Anything?
Not a thing.
So we can get back to work now, can we?
All right, ladies, return to your duties.
Bit of waste of time, eh, Mrs. Barry?
You're to come with me, my dear. Come along.
Oh, you can go with Mrs. Barry. She's all right.
Sort of made a coat out of it.
Picture and love picture.
What gives?
Got to it in time, didn't I?
Well done.
Come on, Kim. Get back to the laundry.
Coming, Mrs. Slattery.
Well, they're not likely to recognise her from that.
I think you're right. Maybe I'll get something out of her this morning.
That'll be an achievement.
Oh, come in. I'll see Keen as soon as I'm free.
Certainly, Governor.
Sit down, young lady. Now, can you tell me your name? Who are you? Would you write your name here? Name? She can't read English either. Well, questioning is going to be useless.
I'm afraid so.
Well, I don't know. You say that you didn't see the incident that led up to this fight.
Oh, no. No, it all happened so suddenly.
I see. Seems a bit strange to me. Kelly's claimed that she was just minding her own business when Jane suddenly attacked her for no reason. I don't like punishing someone unless I've heard their side of the story.
No, it does seem unfair, but I can't help feeling that Kelly must have provoked her in some way. I mean, the girl has kept very much to herself since she's arrived.
But she was hostile to you when you stepped in.
Well, yes, she was.
Well, on that alone, I'll have to sustain the charge. Your privileges will be suspended until further notice. Can't see that doing her much harm. I still want to know what went on between them, though.
And I don't know whether Kelly will let it rest at this.
Yes, I know. Better keep a close eye on her. Well, that's all we can do for now.
Come along. How much longer can this go on? No communication at all.
Yes, I know. I've already rung the department. I think the problem's probably medical or psychiatric. They're sending a doctor tomorrow.
Right. Come along.
Ozzy's getting all restless, stuck in his box.
You know exactly how he feels.
Maybe you ought to rent him out and clean up on stud fees.
How can you be sure he's a male?
Oh, come on.
Are you kidding? Haven't you seen him peeing standing up?
Oh.
Good one, dude. Gee, Webb, I wish we could have the races again. The guys would be cool. Jeff said so.
Did he now? Okay, Ma, what happened tonight?
Are you kidding? Anya, great.
Where exactly have you stashed the goodies?
Like I said, Myra, I don't explain myself.
What the hell's going on here?
Somebody blew up the main gate, Miss Ferguson.
Don't get smart with me, Warren.
Hey, Keane, the governor wants to see you.
Bobby? Keep the ball rolling, girls.
Suppose you'll all be back in Aussie. Oh, you bet. I would be a bookie with a jet cert like him running, eh?
I don't know. I reckon Farlap will give him a bit of a nudge.
I thought you said his name was Herbie.
Yeah, well, his racing name's Farlap.
Farlap, you gotta be kidding after the way he dragged his bum last time.
Yeah, well, you haven't seen him since I've been feeding him up. He'll be running on all 8 cylinders this time.
Oh, put your money where your mouth is. It can only help my kitty.
I want odds. 10 to 1.
Ah, what?
It's $2 then.
Too much, Curly.
Who asked you? Warren's got heaps stashed away. Haven't you?
Of course I have.
Aussie thrashes the pants off him. You got nothing to worry about, have you?
Yeah, well, what exactly were you searching for?
Drugs. Specifically cocaine.
Coke here?
Yes. Do you have any idea who might be supplying it?
Sorry, Mrs. Reynolds, no idea at all.
You couldn't even make a guess?
Wouldn't have the faintest. I'll certainly make some inquiries for you. Poor old Mara, eh? Really lost her grip.
What do you mean?
She's always so down on drugs. Still, it's not her fault. She's been under such a strain since Higgins died. It's a pity, but women have really lost faith in her.
Yes, I'm surprised she handed over the position to you, though.
You think I can't handle it?
No. You've shown before that you've got a strong personality. I just hope that you use it for the good of the women.
Oh, no worries there, Mrs. Reynolds. And, anything else you want to see me about?
No.
Well, I'll certainly look into the drug thing for you. Any other help I can give, I'll be glad to.
Thank you, Keane.
Became your mother, I married the other, and we had drifted apart.
My God! I didn't think anybody was old enough to remember that. No offense.
None taken.
I would have thought you'd be old enough to remember when Greensleeves was written.
Thank you very much. I seem to have rubbed her up the wrong way for some reason. You know why?
Nah. She's a bit off blokes at the moment, but she has her reasons.
She's got no reason to get stuck into me.
Give her time. She's one hell of a lady.
Yeah? What you do round here for kicks?
He's always smoking.
Nothing stronger. Oh, come on. I've seen you hanging around Reb. Don't tell me she hasn't got that scene under control.
Maybe we both have.
Yeah? I knew you'd be a smart chick. Well, you can tell how Frankie wouldn't mind a slice of the action.
I'll think about it.
You do that? I've got a few contacts, see?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right. Quiet, please, ladies. This is Delaney. Now, I want you to make him feel at home.
No worries, Mrs. B. We'll make you feel right at home. You bet we will. It's even spunkier than I
Don't,
thought.
you're going to embarrass him. Hello, Matthew. Let me introduce you. Now, this is Marlene.
Hi,
And
Rabbit.
this is Bobby.
G'day, I'm Bobby.
Pleased to meet you.
How's it going, Matt?
Fine.
I'm sick with him at lunch. I'm sick with him. Oh, get lost. I saw him first. Don't you forget it. What difference does that make?
Look, don't. He's shy. You're going to embarrass him. You're behaving like two alley cats.
Look who's talking. It's gone. He's late. It was your fault standing around arguing. He smiled at me. Not my fault. Sweet at me.
Oh, he probably had something in his eye.
Something in his eye, Mum. Look, you're just jealous. Jealous
You
of
two
you.
on about? I thought Pixie had laid a claim there.
Oh, no, her interest is strictly pure, isn't it, Pix? Yeah, well, mine's not.
You cut out that line of thinking.
I think you're absolutely disgusting.
Blonde chick's got a nice set of naught.
Oh,
Pixie's the one that interests me. I reckon she'd go off like a cracker. Shut your face.
take it easy, Matt.
Yeah. I reckon Pixie will be next on my list.
Sit down, Burke. We don't play musical tables in this place.
See that? Scared witless of me.
I've taken this. She must be absolutely starving. Hide it. She's probably too scared to come in. Miss Ferguson, may I leave the room? I won't be a tick.
Make it snappy, Mason.
Thank you. Hey! This isn't your room. You'll get into trouble. Now I understand the book. So Lou has it. Oh. Ah! I found it. Oh. I think we should put this away.
What's going on here? What have you got there, Mason? Come on, show me. Oh, Mason, I am surprised at you. I think the governor will be too.
Right, letters, ladies and gentlemen.
Picture was Father Christmas.
Yeah, Mitchell. Bobby.
Oh, Mrs. B.
Letter.
Oh, beauty.
Murray. Murray and Brian. Oh, one for me.
Good news?
It's a bloody chain letter.
Into the rubbish with it, love. Could I have a lend you a Walkman tonight?
From Wally. What for?
I'll tell you later, but keep it very quiet, okay?
Okay.
Desmond.
Oh,
and
thank
Warren.
you.
Where's Warren? Hey, where do you think you're going, Burke? You know the rules. Men are not allowed to leave the recreation area without an officer.
I was just going to point Percy, missus. You're welcome to come and watch if you're interested.
Hardly watch your language. You're excused. Now, Delaney and McRae. Right. Oh,
Sorry, Mrs. Barron.
letter for you, Warren.
Oh, beauty. Guess what? I just saw the freak with the new girl and Pixie going towards the governor's office, and she looked filthy on both of them.
You took your time.
Didn't know where you got to.
Yeah, well, the screws don't visit here so often.
What'd you want to see me about?
This and that. Those, drug contacts you were on about. They for real?
Frankie's always on a level. You said anything to Rep?
Not yet. Like to be sure of my facts first.
Yeah? Me too. Listen, sweetheart. I'm thinking of getting my own little racket going. You want to help?
Depends what it is.
Booze. Can you get hold of some sugar and yeast?
Maybe.
You do that for me and Frankie will do the rest.
Listen, I don't play downstairs maid for nobody.
Oh, who said anything about that? We're equal partners, right? Good match for each other, I'd say.
Oh, you would you?
It's a deal, then?
Mm-hmm. What do you want to do? Shake on it?
I've got a better idea.
Then who does it belong to?
I don't know, Mrs. Reynolds.
Mason had the goods in her hand when I entered the cell, Governor.
Pixie, I know you don't like drugs and have never used them, but you must tell me the truth. Is it hers?
I think our little non-speaking friend here understands a lot more than she lets on. Now, just what were you two doing in Kelly's cell, Was it some kind of a plant?
I'll ask the questions, Miss Ferguson.
Oh, no, it wasn't anything like that.
Then what were you doing there? I don't understand why they weren't found during the cell search. Were you responsible for concealing them then, Pixie? If you persist in remaining silent, I'll have to charge you with possession. No visiting rights or buy-up for 1 month.
Governor, this is a criminal offence. I strongly recommend a term in solitary.
You'll have to face the VJ, I'm afraid, Pixie. That'll be all. Mason, I hope the person you're covering for is worth it.
Love won your father's house.
Oh, yeah, it's the worst song I've ever heard.
Oh, do you mind? It's better than that punk stuff you listen to.
You know about punk, what would you know?
Where'd you get to? I've been to my cell. The bloody stuff's been nicked. What? All of it.
What gives, Mason? She's got something to do with it. She's just been up before Reno.
Bitch.
Leave it to me.
What are we going to do? You'll have to get some more in.
Oh, brilliant. Any ideas on how? Can't exactly bring a parcel in now. Reno's sniffing around like a drain rat.
Well, what about the freak?
What about it? We haven't exactly come up with the goods on Lynn for her, have we? Well, not yet. No. I've still got one more favour to call on.
I couldn't say a thing. I just stood there.
Well, you did the right thing. Lagging doesn't help.
I know, but the fee, Jay, it's just not fair. I could get extra time.
Don't worry about it, Pix. Red won't let you take the rat. Oh, for God's sake, Bobby, grow up. What do you think Keen's going to say? Of course it was my dope, Mrs. Reynolds. A friend was just stashing it for me.
I don't know. Reb will think of something.
Reb doesn't give a stuff about Pixie. When are you lot going to grow up? She's running this place on drugs, and she doesn't give a damn who carries the can. Look, Keen, Pixie's taken the rap for your coke, and I'm going to do something about it.
Yeah, you and Hell's Angels. Well, what about you, you bloody little sneak? Snooping around in Lou's dorm. What have you got to say for yourself? Well?
Well, I was just trying to help.
You don't have to say anything, Pixie.
You shut up. And you, that bloody won't take care of herself. And no snooping again. Understood? Just a minute.
Yes, Reb.
Good. So I'm going to get you off this time.
How?
It's time you lot realised I run this place my way. Now, how about we get some work done around here? That means you too, Desmond.
You're saying Pixie's innocent?
Yes, Mrs. Reynolds. And I don't like to see her punished for something she hasn't done.
Can you prove it?
Well, I can tell you who they did belong to, but I need some sort of guarantee that the information's confidential.
I don't do trade-offs, Keen.
Oh, don't get me wrong, Mrs. Reynolds. It's just that I need to know I won't be exposed for lagging. Most of the women wouldn't agree with me. I've always thought it was a stupid code, especially when people like Pixie have to suffer.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, Myra never saw it that way. One of the reasons she cracked, I reckon. If the women know I've talked to you, they'll lose confidence in me, and I can't afford that.
All right, this is just between us.
Thank you, Mrs. Reynolds. The drugs were Kelly's. Pixie swore she found them in the dorm just by accident.
I thought Kelly was a friend of yours.
Oh, not if she pushes dope. I've had my suspicions for some time. I reckon she made contacts when she was outside.
All right, Keen, is that all?
Yeah, thank you, Mrs. Reynolds. Oh, about Myra. Has Chris... sorry, Mr. Sutton said anything?
No.
Thought he might have. Supposed to know about people when they're going over the edge, isn't he?
What do you mean?
Look, Myra's done a lot for me, and I don't like to see what's happening to her. The lies, the violence.
What violence?
Well, the bashings a while back.
Are you saying Myra was responsible?
We wouldn't say anything then, and even now we deny it officially. But she's sick. Really sick. I'd say she needs help. Maybe even hospitalisation.
What else do you want us to put on it?
Oh, whatever you like. Pictures, newspaper clippings, any strange or unusual things you can lay your hands on.
Hey, we could use your old sneakers. That way we could have smell-o-rama. Get off!
Now, the idea is to sort of get together and have a joint work of art. The theme should be freedom.
Oh, sounds good to me.
Yeah,
What you want's a big bit of chipboard on a frame. Now, if they let me into the workshop, I can knock one up for you.
Yeah, could you? That'd be great.
Piece of cake. Used to do a lot of carpentry.
Hey, that would be great.
Books, eh?
Oh, read a bit.
Oh, me too, all the time.
Oh, yeah, I never noticed. What sort of subjects are you into?
Astronomy, mainly.
Ah, me too. I'm an Aries. Very sexy.
That's astrology, you bloody thickhead.
I know.
I've got this really good comic back in my dorm called Zombies from Another Planet. Do you want me to go get it for you?
That's kid stuff. There's an atlas around here somewhere with all pictures of planets and
Oh,
things.
yeah, right. I'll find it. It's here somewhere.
Lost, it was my idea.
I think I'm being got at.
Oh, they're really nice once you get to know them. Come and sit down. We'll have a bit of a chat. Bobby, I thought it'd be so nice to try.
I'm sure that's how it'll be.
Oh, get this. Bruno just had me in. I reckon Mason shopped you.
Stinking little bitch.
Kelly, you wanted?
Hey, be careful what you say.
Ding, 1, 2, 3. Well, that should pick her up loud and clear.
Yeah, but how are you going to make her talk?
Well, I've got a plan. I'm setting it up for after tea.
Oh, yeah, well, I hope it doesn't backfire on you.
So do I.
Thank you. I don't suppose we could sit together.
Oh, I'm afraid not.
Thanks for looking after me. I reckon today would have floored me if it wasn't for you.
Oh, it's a pleasure. I'll see you afterwards.
Ready plate for you?
Thanks, Jim.
Close to him yet?
Oh, don't be silly.
Pass us the salt, will you, Rabbit? You deaf or something? I said pass us the salt.
Would you mind telling her that I'm not speaking to her?
Bloody hell. Is this because of Matthew?
Oh, Matthew, get who? Oh, I'm an Aries. They're very sexy. I don't even know why you bother to hog him if you're going to shoot wines like that.
I said I'm not talking to you.
What'd somebody say to you in private later?
Oh, yeah? What have we got private to say?
Oh, one or two things. I've got a proposal to make.
Didn't know you cared.
Could be to your advantage. In our dorm after tea.
You're on.
I was right. The little bitch shot me.
Little Miss Pixie.
Who else? I'm up before the VJ.
Dirty little lamb.
You want to help me get it?
Why not?
Hi. Good to see you looking better. Going home tomorrow? Oh, that's ridiculous. You're not nearly up to it. I am. Don't you dare try and talk me out of it. I've had enough trouble convincing the staff here that I'm fit enough. Does the doctor know you live alone? No, and don't you tell him. All right, but if you insist on leaving here to come home with me... Oh, please, Anne. That's very kind of you, but I'll be perfectly all right. I need time alone to think in my own surroundings. Well, if you say so. You haven't come to a decision, then? No. Oh, I've been over it and over it and over it. Chris has been a wonderful friend, and Alison Webb's been terrific. But I'm the one that has to decide. I just need time to think. I know. I'll come and collect you in the morning. Chris is already doing that. He's going to take me to see Philip's grave on the way home. Do you think that's wise? I don't know. Beck, I wish there was something I could do to help. Well, you can come and visit me tomorrow night. Thank you.
Need a bodyguard now, do we?
Wait outside. All right, what's this proposal?
You certainly fooled me, Keane. Conned me into handing over the job. But that was my mistake, and I'll have to learn to live with it.
You haven't got much choice, have you?
I want to make a deal with you.
Oh, yeah?
Look, I know you're going to run the drug rackets, whether I like it or not. So I'm prepared to back you and not make any waves on one condition. You keep it down to grass and hash.
Grass and hash, nobody gets hooked on that stuff.
Exactly.
Well, that's not the way I want it. They're going to need the hard stuff, and I'll supply it. It's as simple as that.
You could have killed Marlene.
Yeah, well, I didn't, did I? So she's allergic to coke. There's plenty of other ways to keep her in line.
Don't you care about the women at all?
Bugger the women. Anyone I give a stuff about is me. So you can stick your proposals. I'm not making deals with anyone.
Gosh, it's awfully quiet in here.
What do you expect? I've got no one to talk to.
Oh, Marlene, you're not still being silly, are you? Don't you know you have to resolve an argument before the sun rises? Or is it before the sun sets? Oh, anyway, here you are. A good luck bouquet for Ozzy.
Aw, gee, thanks, Pix.
It's okay.
Here you go, champ. That'll snazzy up the apartment a bit, eh? He'll only eat them.
Oh, actually, he won't because they're not real. And anyway, Cock cockroaches don't eat flowers.
See, she has to be a smartass. How do you expect me to make anything up with her when she always has to knock everything?
Look, what is wrong with you two? It's not because of Matthew, is it? Because if it is, I think you're both being very childish.
Childish? That's easy for you to say. He makes a beeline for you every time he sees you.
Yeah, what did you two get up to in hospital anyway?
Yeah.
Bobby, it's not like that at all. I just want to be his friend, and you could too if you didn't embarrass him all the time. Don't you know he's shy?
Reckon?
Yeah, and he doesn't want to see two friends fighting over him all the time. Oh, I almost forgot something. It's a little racing stable and a cover for Ozzy.
Oh, gee, thanks, Pix. It's all embroidered with his racing colours and everything. Geez, you're clever.
I reckon you two are bloody stupid. Fancy making so much fuss over a stupid cockroach.
Yeah, well, I don't hear you complaining when you make money off him. I reckon he's the best.
Yeah, Bobby, don't be such a sourpuss.
Shows you what this place does to you, eh? Making a hero out of a cockroach. There you go. Something to run on.
You going to back him then?
Suppose.
I reckon he's going to knock spots off that old Farlap.
Oh, I tore it.
Oh, well, listen, never mind, Pix. We've got to go. We're running late.
Oh, all right. Well, you take the stable and I'll mend this. I'll see you later.
Thanks. Oh, can you just grab a book for me?
Better bloody be good. This is me last 50 cents.
Okay, ladies, last bets, please. We're about to start the race. 2 to 1 on Aussie is the best I can do.
What about Farlap?
I'll give you 10 to 1.
Righto. Always had a soft spot for outsiders. What about $2?
You're going to be off your brain, Red. Come on,
He hardly moved last time.
Oh, well, everyone has their off days, eh?
Yeah, I'll say.
You said?
No worries.
Sure
he's not going to look any different?
Okay, that's it.
Same nail polish, mate. Only this little beauty is going to beat the crap out of all of them.
Okay, everybody, starting positions, please. Here. Put
Okay,
them
mate.
all in here.
It's just you and me now. I know you can do this.
Come on, Ozzy.
Go, Ozzy.
Wait, the freak's coming. Hang on. What's going on? Now, just what seems to be so fascinating about this table? You're not throwing dice, are you?
Oh, no, nothing like that, Miss.
Well, something's going on. And what seems to be your trouble, Warren?
I just hiccup, Miss Ferguson.
Would you not care to share the joke? Having a little personal problem now, are we? Or are you just being a clown as usual?
I think I must have fleas, Miss Ferguson.
No doubt, they feel quite at home. Now, whatever your joke is, you lot, don't count on keeping it. Because I'm going to be checking you very carefully all night.
Your horse bolted.
Ozzy, thanks, Jeff. I thought I was going to burst.
All right, that's it for the races for tonight. You nearly blew that one, Marlene.
Where's Pixie got to?
I don't know. She's in the dorm somewhere. She'll be around in a moment.
Oh, gee. I didn't know Red was going to come in. I was going to ask her if she wanted to place the bed.
Not leaving, are you, King? I've got a little surprise for everyone. Hate you to miss out.
Oh, good. Is it bigger than a bread box?
All on your lonesome, eh, Wog?
Where's your friend, Turnip Head?
She can't bloody hear you. Check the other dorms, Fran. Thought you could get away with bashing me, did you? You dirty little Wog. You bitch!
She's Bobby Self.
I'm busy. Forget it, Lou. We're after Pixie, remember?
Shut up!
She's not going to tell anybody, is she? You'll keep.
Right, let's get her. Lagged on me, didn't you? You knocked off all my goodies and then you lagged to Reno.
I didn't mention you. I swear, I didn't say anything.
Yeah. And rat spit ice cream. Watch the door.
No, please.
No one would believe me. So I'd like you to hear it all from Her Majesty's own voice.
It's my Walkman.
Yes, it is hers, isn't it?
What's going on, Myra?
Just a little conversation between me and your leader
A
here.
private conversation?
That's what they said about Watergate.
Well, I want to hear it anyway.
Yeah, well, that's not the way I want it. They'll need the hard stuff, and I'll bring it in. Simple as that. You could have killed Marlene. Yeah, well, I didn't, did I? So she's allergic to coke. There's plenty of other ways to keep her in line. Don't you care about the women at all? Bugger the women. Anyone who give a stuff about it is me. So you can stick your proposals. I'm not making deals. Oh, very smart. What does that prove?
What do you think it proves?
You've blown it, Keane, with everybody.
Come! You must help quick. They are getting Pixie.